I mean, I'm always hearing about your fans and how intense they are. I heard that they're going to your home where you grew up. Is that right? They're going to where your mom lives? Is this true?
Yeah, at first it was really weird because I'd be calling my mom up and I would be like, Mom, who's at the house? And she's like, oh, there's just some fans in, I'm serving them tea.
She would invite them in?
Yes, I was like, what are you doing?
Today, we're gonna be talking about Britney Spears and her career. Now, there's been tons of controversy surrounding Britney Spears' career and about how over the years that she's just completely gone downhill. Whether it's about the 2007 breakdown, her family keeping her in captivity in her own house, or bad breakups. Today, we're gonna be exploring an iceberg surrounding all the conspiracies around Britney Spears. The first one we have on our list would have to be lip syncing. Britney was called out numerous times for lip syncing her songs and not doing live performances like she was supposed to.
Yeah, no tighter than that.
Therefore, hurting her career in the process. In my humble opinion, I feel like Britney sung her songs in her real voice, but they pitched it up so much that she tried mimicking it during her live performances and it hurt her voice. Which leads me to my next entry, the baby voice. The baby voice was obviously put in place to make Britney stand out from the other artists that came in at the time. But let's be honest, Britney Spears wouldn't be a household name if it wasn't for her baby voice. I feel like behind closed doors, Britney sung in her real voice, but when it came to live performances and TV, she had to stick with her baby voice so people wouldn't think that she was a fraud. Music is pitched up. This theory came about when a video surfaced of Britney back in December of 2017 when she was singing a song for an Instagram video, and people noticed that it was kind of strange.
Oh no, but I can't tell.
And people found that it sounded more natural, slowed down.
Oh no, but I can't tell.
So people have suspected that over the years, people have been speeding up Britney's songs to make it sound more pitched up, to give the illusion of a baby voice. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse MK Ultra. It is suspected that Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is MK Ultra Playground. Many stars that we know today, such as Christina Aguilera, Ryan Gosling, Justin Timberlake, and Britney Spears, all had to start on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and they all turned out to be superstars as of today. It seems like them being on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, it was planned for them to be superstars when they were older. And all of them are still attached to Disney in some sort of way. You see pictures of Britney wearing Mickey Mouse ears. There are some pictures of her floating around riding rides at Disneyland. Justin Timberlake. It's suspected that everything that happened between Britney and Justin Timberlake was planned. I mean, you have to take into consideration that they were the biggest couple on earth at the time. But they needed to keep Britney in the news, and they started to stir up some controversy of cheating allegations between the both of them and even initiating a breakup between the both of them as well. Some even suspected that Justin Timberlake was nothing more than just a handler for Britney Spears. Star Search. There's really nothing to this entry, just that it showcased Britney's real voice and that it's never showed in the media. We just hope one day that Britney can come out about all this fraudulent shit and put everything to rest. First American Princess. It was suspected that Britney was going to be the first American princess because there were some messages exchanged between Prince Andrews and her around the peak of her height of her career. But Britney soon denied these rumors because she said they were nothing more than just friends.
Really crazy, but since I've been a baby, this is something that I've always had in me, and I just kind of knew in the back of my mind that it was going to happen. I mean, I didn't say, oh, this is going to happen, but I mean, I dreamed and I hoped for it like forever since I was a baby, so it's just like a dream come true. I hope I never wake up.
Britney lost control as the albums went on. Now, hear me out about this. When you hear Britney talking about the Baby One More Time album, it's clear that she had control of which songs were going to be on this album. When you listen to her debut album, it's clear that it's supposed to be a pop-filled album with some corny bops. And it also sounds like a teenager put it together.
Concept is like taking place at a school. It was kind of my idea also, and it takes place at a school, and the kids can't wait to get out of school, you know, then we all get out and we just like have a bunch of fun.
Now, if we move on to her Oops, I Did It Again album, it's more about female empowerment, being true to yourself, while also explaining the ups and downs of being Britney Spears. I mean, it's clear that she was so proud of this album, the way she spoke in interviews and how she just practically broke down every song.
The album basically is talking about just, you know, being yourself and being happy with you and not caring about what other people think. Like, one of the titles to the songs is "What You See Is What You Get," and, you know, I think it's cool. It's a good message for teenagers out there. They're just stronger and they have more attitude, they're edgier.
Now, when you go to her self-titled album, Britney, everything just kind of shifts. It's obviously that she was exploring her sexuality, getting into the groove of, you know, exploring her own body and being sexy. And that's the theme with every album going forward. As the years went on, you can just see the energy draining from Britney's eyes, and she was no longer really enthusiastic about her work. Another piece of evidence of her losing control would have to be the amount of unreleased songs throughout her career. Now, if you're a Britney stan, you should know there's tons of unreleased songs from the Britney album and so on. But there's barely any for Baby One More Time and Oops, I Did It Again, which I find strange. Which leads me to my next entry, that Britney wanted to be an R&B singer. Right at the start of Britney's fame, she says she wanted to be like a Whitney Houston and a Mariah Carey.
I love her melodies. She's a great songwriter. Whitney Houston, of course. We like real old bluesy music too, you know, real soulful music, like down in New Orleans where I'm from.
Which is fantastic because she had the voice for it. But the only problem is that it wouldn't set her apart from the other girls. See, Christina Aguilera found her niche with her amazingly talented voice that we know today. And at the time, Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey were dominating the charts. So in theory, if Britney would have kept her other voice, she just would have been in the shadows of the people that she admired. In the Zone was redone. Now this one you can actually research yourself. If you listen to any of the outtakes or demos from the In the Zone album, you can tell that it had more of an R&B feel and urban feel.
Without you, there ain't no forgiving. It's the kind of love I hate, you know the kind of love I give and have to take away, because you promised me for.
We take it outside. Let's get out of here. Check out, let's go somewhere. Destination.
Ain't trying to be tied down like a damn old tree. What you missing, boy? It's always gonna be about me. You think I'm frontin'? I know you got your.
But that was completely scrapped, and we have the In the Zone that we have today, which is more like an urban pop kind of feel. Now, this is just my opinion, but let me know what you think. Femme Fatale was supposed to be a In the Zone 2.0. Now, about a couple years ago, I did read an article. I'm not sure if it's still up anymore, but I did read that Femme Fatale was supposed to be an In the Zone 2.0. Supposed to have the same sultry pop urban vibe that the original one had, which is the reason why it was pushed back a year later and made into the Femme Fatale that we know today. Britney Spears wrote a song for Christina Aguilera. Now, I tried looking on the internet for this, but there's absolutely no proof of this, but the rumor goes that Britney Spears did make a song for Christina Aguilera for her Stripped album, but Christina Aguilera found out that Britney wrote it for her and completely scrapped the song. But I have an idea of what kind of song it was.
Make you feel so alive. Hear the way you survive, 'cause that's what love can do.
See, Stripped came out in 2001, and that's when Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears were together. And as we all know, Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears worked on songs together. So do you guys think it's possible that Britney and Justin worked on this song and decided to give it to Christina? Unreleased music videos. Now, if you're a Britney Spears fan, you should know that there's plenty of unreleased and unfinished music videos floating around. The most infamous one would have to be the Gimme More music video from Blackout that everyone's curious about how it would turn out. There's even a leaked extended version of the Gimme More song on YouTube. Another unreleased music video would have to be the You Make Me video from the Glory album. That's a completely different concept than what we have today. But Britney Spears didn't like it and decided to go a different route. But you can go online and find some snippets and videos on how it would have gone. Another one would be the outrageous video where Britney injured her knee and never finished the project. And with that one, you can also find snippets and fan-made videos. Unreleased music. Well, this one's a proven fact that Britney Spears has tons of unreleased music that never seen the light of day and probably never will, from her Britney album all the way up to her Glory album. And most of her unreleased songs would have been certified hits, but her management team decided not to ever release them for unknown reasons. Which is strange because Britney Spears was a big star at the time and the industry is very money hungry. But you know what they say, you're worth more dead than alive.
There's a tabloid magazine called News of the World, and I'm going to read you what it says. It says, in a week of rehab madness, the bonkers beauty wrote the number of the beast, 666, on her shaved head before running around the clinic screaming, "I am the Antichrist," at frightened staff. Later that night, she tried to kill herself, a friend told us. She attached a sheet to a light and tied it around her neck. Paramedics were called, but luckily she was unhurt. Within days, out-of-control Britney had swung from suicidal to matrimonial. As she told hubby Kevin Federline, she wanted to take him back, renew their wedding vows, and get pregnant.